Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a dungeon tanking guide. My name is Brond Half-a-Ton Mistrunner, and this is Stratholme, Undead side.
We just did live side. We're doing Undead side. On this team, we've got Brunt, Half-a-Ton Mistrunner, pretty well geared. Tauren Warrior tank. Charges into the fray. Going for that Thunderclap Demo Shout Tab Sunder opening. Pretty solid choice. It's got aggro on a lot of stuff here. There's that caster in the back, and we may get an A-bomb with this pull. It's pretty exciting. It's always an exciting time when you see you're gonna pull more aggro in the pull. There we go. Okay. We've got Battle Shout. We can throw War Stomp. We cleared that. I'm gonna be careful of those ghouls. Remember, these guys do a knockback, so I want to have my back kind of against a wall. Some of them haven't been doing it. It may just be that our damage. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Does he have another Spectral Citizen? What are you doing? I'm gonna bandage him up. What add-ons are you using? I have Details of Damage meter down in the bottom right here. I have Atlas Loot. I basically never use this. I kind of prefer the excitement of just clearing content and being happy about a drop. I don't know, it feels more RP to me in a way, more fun. And then, what else do I have? This is Omni CC. Omni Cooldown Counter is I think what it stands for. So it shows with a number digit how many seconds are left on the debuffs that you have on enemies, which is rather nice. Then I think I have a gathering one that shows if I've mined a node, it marks that on the map so I can return to that spot. Thank you for the host stone. Got these ghoul pulls. These are basic physical damage and they have a disease they put on you. But we have a shaman for cleansing totem. On the heels for this run is Broken Helix, the Orc Shaman. He's been doing a good job. He leveled his enhancement and he's been enhancement for a lot of 60. But the main barrier for us running dungeons and stuff has been tanks and healers, not DPS. So he's resto right now to help the team. But he's gonna go to enhancement once we've filled out our healers for level 60, so that's really awesome of him. And on DPS we have Potara, Undead Warlock, doing some dips, giving people their health stones. Even noticing when I used mine, and then letting me have a new one, that's really nice. This boss drops a really good leather helm. I think it has 2% hit on it or something. Okay. Defense, shadow resistance, strength. These are pretty good shoulders. I think I have them. I have shadow res. Yes, I have those. Wailing Nightbane Pauldrons. I'll read this. And then I did want to show you. This is the helm, the Mask of the Unforgiven. Leather chest, or leather headpiece, sorry. Improves your hit chance by 2% and then 1% crit on it as well. That's tons of DPS. For Fury spec, I'll take that. And then if we have a super strong group, I could mix in more DPS gear for more threat, which means the DPS can push harder. You do take more damage though if you have less armor. Oh. What is this? Patrol. Now the DPS we have Bandits, the Undead Rogue. Bandits has Thrashblade in the main hand, Vanquisher Sword in the offhand. Both of them have +4 damage enchant on them. Quite strong. Thrashblade is a very good item, especially with Shaman with Wind Fury. You're just hitting with the main hand so often. And Thrashblade also has a very slow weapon speed, which is good for those instant procs. Hitting them really hard and very fast. Get an interrupt, get a shield block, tab Sunder for days. War Stomp. Get another Battle Shout. Get another interrupt. Get another shield block. See stuff running around. Look at the hunter bringing it over. That's very nice. Yeah, let that be a lesson to DPS. If you're a ranged DPS and something gets on you, you can just bring it right over to the tank. Makes it super easy. They can just throw a taunt. Let them have to chase you around and drag everything. Arcane spell damage. It's a Moonfire Druid weapon item thing. These ones are kind of tough to see visually. 1, 2, 3, I think is the elites in the pull. If you missed it, I use the F keys, F1 through F8 for target markers, so people know what we're focusing down first. We also have this big guy back here. I think I'm gonna back up with this pull and line of sight the casters so we don't get the A-bomb. We may still get the A-bomb, but I think this was a decent, yeah, it was a decent thought. You know, one of those nice idea situations. Holding aggro on as many things as I can. Getting a shield bash. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a challenging shout. Rogue is getting low. So is the Warlock. I see some stuff on the healer. Get off my healer! I don't think any of these cleave or AoE, so pulling him next to my healer is not a terrible choice. Cool. Try to interrupt this. Nope. Didn't have enough rage. Okay, there's a blood rage. Let's get our shield block up, and we're gonna be fine. Just gonna res. Loot, bandage. I will bandage so he can drink to have a faster res.
Warriors can help in ways other than fighting. Brond studied triage in Arathi Highlands under a surgeon there. There were a variety of patients, some with mild to moderate injuries, other with severe injuries, others who were near dead. And I had to go in and decide who I was gonna perform triage upon first, and second and third, and so on.
I do play without nameplates. To me, visually, it looks cleaner. I can usually see the units pretty well. The exceptions would be gnomes. And what else? Some spectral units. Like the spectral citizens are sometimes hard to see. But if I'm really tryharding, I think I'm used to visually tracking stuff playing StarCraft so much, so like seeing 3 ghouls is not difficult to me. I don't need to see a health bar. The health bar going down is not my job, which is another key point as the tank. Your job is to absorb the damage. You're gonna have some sense of how the targets are falling anyway. If you're team is directing their DPS correctly, because everything is marked so people know what's first, second, and third. What am I in combat with? Oh, it's bugs. He's over there. Oh, is this the guy that makes people dance? Okay. We could do that. People want to. Okay, we're tab sundering. Gonna war stomp. My war stomp is hotkey to tilde, which is a pretty nice key to hit. In a pinch, not a super long reach. If you're looking at my hotkey setup, the basic thought process for me behind the layout that I have is which buttons do I need to spam the most and which abilities are the most urgent. If there's a really big situation, how quickly can I press this? So if you look at all the different keys, you'll notice that they're pretty close to the QWERTY hand placement. So I have my left hand on WASD, and I built everything kind of around that, so I don't have to move my hand very much at all. I don't know if this guy pulls with this. A couple of ghouls. Guess we'll see. My stances are 3, 4, and 5. So those are the number keys I'm using. The default for WoW is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 across the bar down here, which is a really far reach for a lot of the keys. And if you're spamming stuff, it's not really very good. Maybe you're used to it, but you can't really argue that ergonomically it's good for you to press 9 and spam it. It's just silly. Press E. E is it's the best key. You can hit it with your middle finger without moving your WASD hand placement. Massive. E and F, very easy keys. I'll just take this guy out. Oh, he shoots with a gun, so we're gonna line of sight. Blood Rage. Oh, these spectral ones have a super high dodge chance. Oh, he was seduced. He has a seduce ability. This guy's like a bard character or something. Rainbow Girdle. A paladin item. The vendor's gonna love this. Ooh, this is the guy who drops the death grips. Good boss, good boss. I think there's something that casters want off of him too. I don't know all of those things, it's not my job.
My job is to stand in the front. That's why I'm called Brunt.
Take my sunders off. Checking target of target, tabbing. You don't always have to look at the units either, because if you're tab targeting, you can look at the target of target and see if it's attacking you, and then look on the screen for where the unit is and chase it down if you have to. Attentional management, you could say. What is the most important thing for me to look at a given time? It's a pretty tough question sometimes. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes you tunnel vision on the wrong thing and you lose some effectiveness. You look at the buffs every 2 minutes or so as a warrior. You want to make sure your battle shout is up. You're going to be checking your cooldowns as well, so you know the next time you can use certain abilities. Oh, this is a point that I didn't mention so far, because I'm pretty geared and been holding threat really well. If you're not very geared, and you have DPS that are very geared, it's good to ask for a little bit of patience before they open up. So a standard would be asking for 2 Sunders. I think 2 Sunders is pretty good, where you're not going to lose it to a Mind Blast or a Frostbolt from the mage. Here's the guy in the chapel. So you get the Medallion of Faith on live side from one of the first little mini-boss guys. You talk to this guy. He says, I am a paladin and I was seduced by the dark side of the Force, and that kind of thing. And you're like, dude, just get over it. Come help with this last boss. And he's like, very well, I will try. That's kind of what they're talking about. You need a key to the city, which I believe you get from this boss that we just killed, the Magistrate. I don't remember. But that allows you to open these gates over here, which I have one of those. Check the mail. The mail is actually storage. That is storage over there. Because sometimes you'll send each other mats or recipes and stuff that are not bind on equip or pickup, sorry. And you don't need to remove them at a given time. My bank is full. Inventory management is one of the most difficult things about Classic WoW. I should figure out a system for that to make it nice. It's kind of a mess. I've got blacksmithing mats. I've got different sets of resistance gear. There is an add-on Bagnon for that I think helps some people. You can also just, I think it's Shift B or Control B, opens all bags that you have. Speaking of which, I'm almost out of space. Night crawlers, nope, I don't fish. Righteous Orb, we keep those. You can condense your cloth by making bandages, because it's 2 cloth per bandage. A lot of people make alt characters for their tanks. Yeah, but you can't trade the gear. You can trade the mats. That's a good point. Okay, so this is basically Tricky Pole City. All of these poles are annoying in a unique way. These banshees are ranged, you have to line of sight them. I think they also do an AoE silence. Yep. So just sunder them down. Their physical damage isn't that much, but the whale hits pretty hard. 509 magic damage. Got a couple gargoyles. I'm gonna health stone here. Looks like we do still have threat. Blood Rage, Shield Slam, Shield Block, Sunder Tab. Oh, we lost him, so Taunt. Throw Revenge. Sunder Armors. Probably not the best use of Rage to Sunder at the end of the pull. Maybe either Bank Rage or Shield Slam or Refresh Your Battle Shout. Probably be better. You could tab and execute if you wanted to, or stance and execute. How try-hard do you need to be in this game? Well, that's your question to answer. Stance, Mocking Blow.
Battle stance, shield slam, battle shout, revenge, shield block, rend, sunder armor, major health stone, greater healing potion, challenging shout, last stand, heroic strike, shield wall, taunt.
Oh, the shots.
Brunt's practiced with this gun quite a bit. Him and Last Spell shot their way through Maradon just with their guns.
The spiders web you. The banshees silence. There are ghouls. This is quite the area. I think live side is a little bit more consistent with the pulls. You have a bunch of humanoid units. Some of them have abilities. These ones are like wonky combos that have a bunch of disables on you. I guess that's the main difference. Shoot this gargoyle. It's going by. Getting that shield slam.
Sunder armor.
Oh. 2 gargoyles. Oh, and it pulled the banshee. Oh, here we go. Now it's a party. Get a stun. Can get a concussion blow on this guy. Oh, the banshees also have this spell immunity. They're tough. I think live side is a lot stronger for its just basic fighting power, but undead side has a bunch of more weird effects that are applied to you. Make you lose control of your character. You're unable to deal damage or cast abilities.
I can't play the video game.
I think single pull? Yeah. Wow. Single pull is like a day off work.
Hell yeah. Nice and easy.
Thank you, Cat Dad TV, for the raid for the host. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome. Gonna get some sunders up. Shield block up. Taunt back. I don't even need to do anything else with that. The taunt's gonna last long enough. I can just focus on building threat on X, throw a concussion blow. Get dodged. Be sad. Read the item. Okay, our healer has 20% mana. I'm just gonna give him a second. Look over to your team's mana bars between pulls. Don't pull when your healer has less than half mana. It makes them grumpy, 'cause it's a pain in the ass. This public service announcement is brought to you by the people who try their best to keep you alive. Alright, Necromancer pulls now. Some of these have a bone shield, some of them cast Shadow Bolt. They're also ghouls right here. Oops. This guy's got 3 sunders, I'll switch. Shield slam, shield block, revenge. Water is expensive, that is very true. I think that's a big motivator for choosing certain classes and specs and things like that, is the mana efficiency. Mana costs money unless you're a mage. Mages are like the lords and ladies of the classes in Classic WoW. Everything is convenient, everything in the game. You have something to make you invulnerable with Ice Block. You can instantly teleport a distance whenever you want, if it's off cooldown. You can avoid fall damage. You can make your own water, you can make your own food. You can teleport yourself from place to place. You can actually do whatever you want in Classic WoW as a mage. And they just send you money in the mail. It's already good at farming, but they're like, you know what? Let's just get silly with this. World first class in Classic WoW? Guess what it was? It was a mage. I'm cursed. 100% less shadow resistance. Only because of layering? That's actually a good point. I didn't think about that. World first of Classic WoW was heavily influenced by layering being in the game. If layering was not in the game, I would think dungeon running would be the fastest. Maybe... What, you think hunter questing would be faster? I don't know, I feel like if you're in the very front, layering isn't as big of a factor. Maybe for the first few levels. I don't know.
Play a warrior, I wouldn't know about such things.
Prot warrior is not the best at farming. Again, it's a very group-dependent class. As the tank, you do something that is very important for the team, while at the same time very much limiting what you can do solo. So for people who just reach out and say, you know what, I understand your situation, here's 20 gold, like, fist bump, that's pretty sweet. Done? No. I've heard the AoE farm is worse now though, because layering was reduced. Uh-oh. The cat just went in. It died. Here come the ghouls.
Oh shit, let's go. This is a huge pull.
There's the box. What? If you want to roll, we have a huge fight right here. We've got that aggro though, like sticky glue. Bandits is focusing the caster, which is correct. I do kind of want to go over here and stun this guy. Nice pull. Let's get this guy. Yeah, feral druids are nice because you get a DPS spec as well, or DPS mode with cat form. And bear talents and cat talents are in the same tree, so a lot of them benefit both. You can do some hybrid stuff as warrior. You could do fury prot. Technically, that is a thing. I kind of want to try that actually. I don't really want to do our first MC attempt as fury prot though. I already have this. Fist weapon offhand. It's pretty good DPS. And it wounds the target, gives him a bleed. It's kind of annoying for raids because that would take up a debuff slot, so I would not recommend that for MC. But for dungeons, if you're a Fury Warrior, it's a pretty good offhand. Okay, this lady does a mind control, which is really annoying.
Alright. This lady is very charming, but don't fall prey to her charms. Okay? We need to work together as a team. We're all in the same guild. We're all in the Horde. Okay? So, Broken Helix, you especially. Don't fall prey to her charms. You did last time, and the time before that.
So she just casts Can't really pull. It would be nice if she would come down a little bit. Alright. Oh my goodness, Toon He fell prey to her charms. You have to DPS him down. Sorry. Got him. Parry. You're kind of stuck with what you got with this boss in terms of positioning. So you just cast the spell constantly. And there's a silence? Oh no. Yeah, there is a silence. A silence and 10% reduced chance to hit. That's why she's parrying so much. Oh my goodness, bandits. Concussion blow is really nice for this. I just stun him. Nice. Okay, so now we are clearing out these cultist activities here inside these ziggurats. There's some cultists, you have to go in. Hey, stop doing what you're doing. You should not be tax exempt.
Shield slam. War stomp.
What's the countdown on the teammate? Do you mean the mind control during the boss fight? The boss basically possesses one member of the party. So she is not present on the field. You want to roll for this chest. It just disappeared. What? Oh, that's what was in the item? Is that what this is from? It's a bummer. Do a roll in remembrance. Roll to remember the chest. Okay, got ghoul pulls. Is this a 3 pull? 2 pull. Sunder, sunder, tab, sunder. Sunder, battle shout. And then I'll concussion blow. Shield block revenge. Shield slam tab. Sunder revenge. Cool. Bandage. I'm just gonna have lower shadow resistance. That's just my life. Bandage the warlock. Yes, you have to attack the ally until their health drops to 0, and then that removes the possession. And you can DPS the boss again. Yeah, I think intuitively you might think that you have to keep them alive, like you wouldn't want to kill your ally. But in this case, it's kind of like just removing the spirit off the top of them, but it didn't actually kill your ally. That's what I thought initially. I was worried that we were gonna kill a teammate. That's not the case. Okay. Well, they're pretty good on mana. Just gonna be using line of sight pulls. Always rend. I mean, some of the stuff is immune. All skeletons are immune. Banshees are immune. You can rend the spiders, but if I sunder armor, that increases the DPS of the hunter and the rogue and the hunter pet. And also me. Oh crap. Let me kill this guy. That may have pulled the ghouls. Didn't pull the ghouls. How convenient. Might be able to just pull these too. Oh, I just shot him for 295 with my gun. Get my war stomp. Taunt this guy. Oh no, he's dead. Concussion blow. Looks like these ghouls take reduced stun duration. Stuff seems to last half as long. This is the shadow bolting boss, I think. These pulls are really tricky in here. You can't really range pull. Oh, can I get the gargoyle? No. These ones summon small spiders. Oh, it didn't pull the banshee. Okay. They do run some, so you can walk them back. That's nice. You can't cast spells when they put the web on you. We do want to kill this. The shadow casters are better to focus down. The necromancer ones have a bone shield and also a life and mana drain that heals them. That is a really nasty spell. So the shadow casters are pretty basic squishies. You should be able to kill them pretty fast. The necromancers, whenever they're casting their drain, you can interrupt it. You can kick, you can shield bash, you can earth shock, and that will stop it being cast, and I think it prevents them from casting it for 6 seconds. So it doesn't show up on their cast bar that they're channeling it, you just have to look at the green stuff. You just have to use your eyes. It's just how it is. Line of sight. Line of sight. Oh jeez. Oh, I thought we got another. Tremor totem is good here. That one's gonna be on me. I just shield slam. Now I'm gonna stun. Then I'm gonna stomp. Get another stun. Taunt. Yep. Easy money. Good job. We're gonna have to clear over there anyway, so may as well shoot some of these. If you want to be try hard, you can use some consumables. Eat some sun scale salmon. Restores 6 health every 5 seconds for 10 minutes. It's a good bit of health regeneration. Saves your healer some mana. Get the shadow casters first. Shoot them with my gun. Okay, try to interrupt the cripple. Nice. And for this guy, looks like he does have the bone shield. They take a lot less physical. Interrupt.
Shield slam.
Oh, hello. Let's fight over here. It's the Gargoyle's Fear. They're so scary. So this pull and some of these other ones are just creating space in this general area. We're gonna have to come this way anyway. This means that the boss fight is likely to be cleaner. Shadowcaster, Necromancer, Necromancer, Necromancer. Ooh. Triple Necromancer pull. Wait for just a second for a little bit more mana and health. Top off the rogue with a bandage. And then I'll go. Charge Thunderclap Demo Shout. Tab Sunder, Tab Sunder. I'm not even gonna mess with this skull, it's gonna die so fast. Just gonna work on everything else for threat. That War Stomp. I wanna interrupt this. Health Drain. Cool. This is the Shadow Bolt guy. I have Shadow Resistance gear. Let's equip it. I'm gonna put my DPS helm on. Gonna put my Shadow Res shoulders on, Shadow Res helm, and Shadow Res cape.
Shadow resistant branch activated. Check the shadow resistance. 0 shadow resistance. Because I have negative 100. For 14 minutes. If we had Braun here, he could cure this curse. Or Ragnarokette. Or Stratholme 4.
You cannot interrupt that. Man, drain life that ticks for 444. If only I had shadow resistance. Bone slicing hatchet, pretty good. I used this for a little bit as my tanking weapon. Actually, until I got Mira's song. Tuncon needed it. It's a good hunter item. That's a ton of agility. Agility is a good hunter stat. Thunderclaps, Demo Shouts. You do need a small box of secret documents in one of these ones. Not sure which one it is, but it's a really tiny box on the edge of one of these rooms on the inside of the ziggurat. Ghoul Pull. Charge, Thunderclap, Blood Rage, Demo Shout. Defensive Stance, Sunder, Tab, Sunder, Shield Block, Tab, Sunder. Tab Taunt. War Stomp. But what about a StarCraft stream? We did a StarCraft stream for 5 hours. We played against 6k MMR Terrans for 5 hours. We saw thousands upon thousands of Zerg units die to Widow Mines for 5 hours. If you would like to see this happen now, reference the VOD or play the game yourself. StarCraft 2 is in a really good spot. We did get a new patch that came out today, actually. The notes did for some proposed changes. They're pretty cool changes. Use the balance command in chat and you can see the talk about that. It's about 16 minutes long. But what about the Terran changes? We talked about it. But what of the Lurker? What do you think about the Infester? All of these questions and more have been answered in a free-to-watch video. Absolutely annihilating the YouTube channel with StarCraft content. What is up at J-Fatum? This is a tanking guide of Stratholme. One of the level 60 dungeons. What do you think? Is this fun? Is this useful? Is it informative? Is it nice to listen to? Is it terrible? Is it a waste of your time? Your feedback is very valuable. You demand to be forced to pay to watch the video, but you're subscribed. You're already paying. You're a paying customer. Appreciate that. Now we're gonna have to go left. We're gonna have to get this anyway. Tab sunders, and I need my battle shout into war stomp. I'll stun this guy. Taunt that. Yes, very helpful because I never tanked in vanilla and have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, good. So my tanking experience was vanilla. I was a Night Elf warrior named Deltarius. And Deltarius was a clicker. He'd clicked his abilities. And he was doing Zul'Gurub. And he was in Ventrilo with his friends in the raid. And they could hear this for the entire raid. And at one point someone was like, dude, are you clicking all of your abilities? And I was like, is there another way? It's like, yeah, put it on your keyboard, dude. So I did that. And then I became a PvP god as a result. In Alterac Valley, I was able to charge in, hit the whirlwind button, and kill 4 people at once, which is actually the pinnacle of gaming performance. So I made a PvP video. I mean, obviously you're gonna do that. Man, those Shadowcasters hit pretty hard. Can I line of sight? Jeez. Necromancer, let's interrupt. There's a Shadowcaster. Good of you to join us, Shadowcaster. I'll taunt you, and then I'll intercept you. Intercept has a nice 3-second stun on it. Blood Rage, interrupt. And we're sundering. Battle Shout, refresh. Bandage the Rogue. Cannibalize plus Runecloth Bandage and healed. Man, you've got to be feeling good at that point. Wait for a little bit of mana. 1, 2, 3. Battle Shout. Or Battle Stance. Charge. Thunderclap. Demo Shout. War Stomp. Tab Sunders. Oh, he's attacking the Rogue. Taunt. Resist. Battle Stance. Mocking Blow. It's almost dead anyway. Okay, we've got him. Shield block. Tab taunt. Shield slam. Hope you'll excuse my voice. I am getting over the convention plague. I was at TwitchCon. It was a good time. Lots of good conversation. What are we doing? Okay.
Blaze of light!
Let's see if we can do it. Having the Warlock would be most convenient. Okay, we'll just go. They're pretty quick. I've grouped with them before. They'll be fine. Let me spin! Nope. We didn't spin. He's immune? Oh, did he already bandage? Okay, this is maybe the second gnarliest area in the instance. This pull is pretty big. You can pull back around this corner though. I'm gonna wait for a little bit of health. Oh, I ran out of ammo. It's okay. I have those bullets. Hell yeah, 429 of those? Oh jeez. Let's see what this brings. Okay, sundered the X. Sundered this Castrum and a War Stomp. I'm gonna taunt the skull. I'm rooted. Can't move. Concussion blow the spider. Want to interrupt this. Life drain, shield block. I could throw a rend. These ones have that bone shield, so I think bleed is actually the good choice. Better than sunder. They don't really hit that hard, it's just the spell. Which is pretty substantial, I guess. Shield blocks. Okay. Ninja Star Tauren. Get some thrown weapons. You could do that. I think the gun is kind of funny. Pretty sure I used a bow on Deltarius, the Night Elf Warrior. Oh, I got sidetracked. Night Elf Warrior in vanilla. I wouldn't call myself good or confident or aware of what all the bosses did, but I did get into AQ40 as an off tank. I was not the main tank. We got stuck on some of the Anubisath Guardian trash in there. AQ40 is kind of famous for how difficult its trash runs are. They may be harder than the bosses in some cases. Yeah, that's where our guild got stuck. Couldn't get further than that. And then in BC, I rolled a rogue, I think just in time to have a 60, like a fresh 60, so I could start BC. And then I was playing rogue through most of BC and made a warrior again in Wrath of the Lich King. Made a Tauren. His name was actually Wundt. Like Wilhelm Wundt, the experimental psychologist of the early 1900s. And I'm getting feared into the boss. Oh no, into another pull. This area is pretty tough. I do need another health stone. Let's get an interrupt. Tauren range is awesome. Taurens have greater melee range than any of the other characters in WoW. They also have a larger hitbox, so you can attack them from further away. I mean, it makes sense, RP lore-wise. Is it fair balance-wise? Maybe. We'll find out. Oh, sweet, he's got it. He's got it. If the trash is harder than the boss, is the trash and the boss the boss? No, the trash is the boss and the boss is the trash. The boss is trash. I think the bosses are decently hard though. It's just relative, like some trash pulls are very simple. It's like 2 basic attacking units. The Molten Giant pulls in MC I think are very basic. I don't really remember MC, which is kind of why I'm excited to do some of this stuff. I need to read through the boss mechanics so I tank properly and know where to stand. Blocking stuff, you know.
Come on, we have to break up this cult operation.
Got a Thunderclap. Got a Demo Shout. Yep, Zul'Grub is a 20-person raid, as is AQ20. MC is 40-person, Blackwing Lair is 40-person, AQ40 is 40-person, Naxxramas is 40 person. I think this is the one that has the secret documents. They're like right here. This tiny box. This is it. If you have the quest. Man, this is like the smallest item in the game. Inventory is full. Classic WoW. Right. I don't need a dripping spider mandible. Not necessary to make forward progress in the game. Could have this food. It's nice that this one procs instantly. I think we can skip this pull. And we are on the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't receive the cookie because my bags are full. How exciting is this? Got these crappy bracers. Well, I have space now. I don't need a large trophy paw. Fancy a paw as it is. Superb.
Thanks.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ghoul pull. Charge. Blood rage. Thunderclap. Demo shout. Defensive stance. Sunder armor. Tab. Sunder armor. Tab. Sunder armor. Tab. Sunder armor. Tab. War stomp. Battle shout. Taunt it back. Battle shout, mocking blow, defensive stance, shield slam. Misclick the talent tree. Interesting transition there. Part 1 of the WoW. Nope. It may have been my mistake. I don't know. We're still learning this new podcast technology. We've messed up a good bit of content, but the good thing is we still have the people who can make that content. And the WoW philosophy talk was really fun. So I feel like we could do that further. We haven't addressed the Cult of Elune yet, but that could be a fun conversation. We have been theory crafting religion building as an exercise on Grobulus, RP PvP server alliance side. So this is the character art of my main character,
Brant Aphaton Mistrunner.
And this, oops, this is the cult leader on Grobulus. Night Elf Priestess. So basically, Elune is the best. Elune is the goddess of the Night Elves. Certain members of the Night Elf Society are more into Elune pious than others. I think Druids don't really focus that much on Elune. I don't know enough about Druid lore, but I think they're kind of like forest nature focused, and Elune is like moon focused. I need to do more reading on stuff. But what we do on that character is we'll run around and say Ironforge or Stormwind and go up and talk to people and ask them if they have a few minutes to talk about the religion, and then tell them what it's about, what the perks are and the benefits, and why they should join. And you can get quite a few people to join because, I mean, it's a pretty cool guild. You've got different robes for the different levels of how far you've moved up in the organization. I mean, it's true, like, Elune is the best and most powerful goddess and stuff like that, so you're playing for the right team at that point. Just doing the right thing. But there are also really cool team meetings. One of the rituals is you have to jump into and out of a moonwell as fast as you can 10 times. It's really good for cardio and fitness. So it's like a plus to fitness religion as well. It's not a cult, it's a religion. It's a tax-exempt organization that happens to worship the one true God, which is really convenient. It's a bunch of perks, like, grouped up together. I've noticed a lot of modern churches IRL have really good espresso machines in them. So you can go to church on Sunday morning and get like a really reasonably good coffee. And I think it's complimentary, I'm not sure. I guess it depends on the church. Any church goers care to weigh in? Is the coffee good? Is the coffee free? Would you be open to trying a church that has better coffee than the one you're going to right now? Oh man. The Wind Fury and the Argent Avenger proc together. We're just fighting stuff here. Your church has great coffee and it's free? That's awesome. Personally, I'm not Christian anymore, but I had a good time in church, so I don't really have bad feelings about it. I feel like I learned some valuable life lessons and spent time with some really good people. The churches I were in were pretty good, I think, as far as churches go. If they had big systemic problems, I didn't know about them. Most of them were pretty young churches as well. Like they hadn't been around for hundreds of years, probably like 5 to 10 years average. It's a sense of community, and I think that's one of the things that people really need in life. We're social creatures, and if we're by ourselves, we tend to get sad and demotivated pretty fast. So even if you could say not every religion can be correct, sometimes just hanging out and fellowship together is really helpful to people. So I've seen a lot of atheists and stuff who are kind of angry, and they're like, "Brah! Take it all down, the religions are false." And to an extent, I definitely understand that energy. There's a lot of abuse of power and a lot of problems, but there are a lot of positives as well. And I feel like it's hard to bash without acknowledging the positives and figuring out how those could be employed in a secular lifestyle. Or if a loon maybe is real and the best. You have to be open to that. Technically, if the evidence shows up and it's sufficiently compelling. Those people don't understand Darwinism. I understand evolution by natural selection. That makes a lot of sense to me. I think one of the main selling points for me moving away from Christianity was just how boring biology was. It was pitched to me that people were going to try to sell me evolution like it was some seductive ideology, but it's actually exhausting and really boring because you have to learn taxonomy. It's just the way you organize everything and the names for stuff. It's like the ultimate resident sleeper. They didn't even have free coffee in biology class. 8 a.m. biology. In the winter, when it's like really cold outside. You have to get up in the dark and go to biology where they're going to recite a bunch of names of different stuff that's related to each other. I mean, are you serious? Can I show my talent tree? We've got Shield Slam, One-Handed Spec, Concussion Blow, Sunder Armor, Last Stand, Shield Block 1 point, Defiance, Toughness, Improved Blood Rage, Shield Spec, 2 points in Defense, 3 points in Crit, Impale, Parry, Anger Management, Tactical Mastery. The quick version of the spec. Is religion adaptation? I mean, if you connect it to what I was saying about community, you could say that it is a solution to that problem. It doesn't demonstrate that a particular god of a particular religion actually exists, but it does say that religion may be to the benefit of our survival in a hunter-gatherer society in the wild. If it causes us to form groups more freely with a greater number of members, then that can increase our chances of survival. Which means that would explain why there are more people in the world who believe in religion of some kind than do not. Oh. Is that an upgrade? That's really good. 6 strength, 3 agi, 16 stam. I think single target fights that technically is. Oh my goodness, Broken Helix is just doomed. He's doomed. He got rushed by all these. Okay. Retaliation! Man, if only I had aggro, that would be awesome. I think I'll... Can't decide if I want to take that or not. Oh dude, he just onked in the fight. He believed. Did anyone else roll on this? Bandaging. I think those skeletons come out now. Greed. Pass. Greed. Oh, okay, I'll take it then. Oh no, inventory is full again. And I use the... I'll bandage him. Use the health stone as well. So I need to make a space for that. I'll eat this fish. I don't need this. I don't need this right now. I don't need this. Okay, we're approaching the last boss here. These hit really hard and they have a cleave, but they're pretty basic units. It's just a DPS and healing check. Broken Helix needs some mana, so I'm backing up a little bit. Thunderclap, Demo Shout, defensive stance. I still have most of them, so it's your problem now. Okay, bandits. Vanish there to drop threat. I do want to go over there and get this one. It's on the healer. Since these cleave, I want to try to make sure they're not facing the healer. I probably should have disarmed earlier, but I parried it. Yeah, these hit really hard. Probably should have marked these. I think that would have made this a little bit cleaner. Bandage up. Clear something from the inventory. Jeez. You cannot use sharpening stones and Wind Fury Totem at the same time. I don't need spider's silk. What is this? Okay. Yeah, I can also make bandages to free up space. And I do have my Shadow Resistance gear on. I think this guy does Shadow Bolt Volley a lot. We're gonna tank Baron Rivendare in the back of the room. So we're gonna kind of charge through and then put our back to the wall there. And the team has some room on either side. There are grenades that you can use to kill the waves of undead in this room that come from these crates. So a good question to ask is, who is doing holy water? You want to have maybe 1 or 2 people who are willing to throw those consumables to deal the AoE to the undead. Makes the boss fight a lot easier. You do need 5 of those for a quest. Okay, Bandits has 2. Tuncon can use 1. Alright. Looks like Broken Helix is checking these. Zero space left in inventory. Classic WoW. The unplayable classes. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. My bags are super full. I think swapping out this. Oh man, my rings are so good. This is a better DPS ring, I guess. There's a bunch of stam. I don't know. I don't know the math.
I just stand in the front because I'm Bront.
Oh, I have party lead. I can ready check. Nice. And the boss is undead, so Argent Defender is still good here. Argent Avenger. Argent something. Alright, the doors do close, so people need to get in pretty fast. They're already up here at the front. That's good. We're charging in Blood Rage Sunder. Defensive stance Sunder. I'll hold him way back against the wall. He doesn't really move too much. It's just these skeletons all over the place. Just want to shield block every time. Looks like he's immune to disarm. That's good to know. Want to get a battle shout up. Shield block. I have a health potion I can use. I'm just gonna go ahead and last stand here. And then, yeah, I don't have shield wall, but I can health potion. The boss has a mortal strike, which means healing is half as effective, which is a bummer. It's part of what makes it a tough fight. Okay. Cloth legs, dread mist. Mail gauntlets, what are these for? Shaman?
Shaman.
Or, yep. I guess a paladin could use them. If they're holy. Scourge stone. And that's all she wrote. This is Stratholme, ladies and gentlemen. We have done both sides. Talked through some of the pulls, talked through some of the boss fights. Got to have a fun time. And didn't even wipe one time. Just had a couple deaths here and there. Good job, everyone.
This has been Bront, half a ton Mistrunner, tanking it. Bandits, the rogue, slicing and dicing with his swords. Windfury Totem 3, making everyone do way more damage. Broken Helix, the restoration shaman. Tunkon, the hunter, shooting the things with his cat, who did pull that other big group of stuff that one time, but we recovered and it was fine. And a random spider on the ground. And Potara, the undead warlock, making sure the tank always had a health stone. Who dies? Summoning an imp. Key players here, this is a team effort. Good job, team.